This is about, it says I walk down the street and there's a hole and I fall in, I'm lost, I'm helpless, it's not my fault. Right? So a lot of the moms that come to us with addictions issues, abuse issues, homelessness, different things like that, that's where they are. They don't know how to find their way out and it's not their fault. Then it says I walk down the street, there's a deep hole, I pretend I don't see it, I fall in. I can't believe I'm in the same place, it's still not my fault. It takes a long time to get out. But they get out. Then I walk down the same street, there's a hole, I see it there, I still fall in, it's a habit. My eyes are open, I know where I am, it is my fault, and I get out immediately. And then I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk, I walk around it, and finally I walk down another street. So sometimes we'll talk to our moms and say, where do you think you are? And it's amazing how a lot of people are kind of really self-aware, and they can, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. So what we see is we have moms in all these different areas. We have some extremely capable moms.
My thoughts is important to me because you don't usually realize who could be in this position. Like it could be yourself or your sister or your friend. So it's just cool knowing that you have the support there.
I had a woman, for instance, she had an education, a career, a home with her boyfriend who they were planning on getting married, blah, blah, blah. Baby came along and he didn't want that baby, caused a division. Now she doesn't have a home anymore because he had the apartment in his name. So, and now she can't work either because she's on maternity benefits. And, she only worked so long, and then she's now only making 60% of what she was making before that she still can't live on. And suddenly she goes from having everything together, or she thinks she has everything together, to I don't have a place to live, and I have this baby who depends on me. What am I going to do? But we've got 24-hour staff. We've got people around all the time. If you're having a stressful situation, let us help you get through that stressful situation.
Mental health is important to me because it helps mothers who are put in an even more difficult situation find a better life for themselves and for their baby.
I had a mom, she's 30. She's been on drugs since she was 12. Had a year of drugs. Lost 2 children because she just couldn't kick the habit, and the drugs came before her children. The children were ours. Great family, but they kept trying to help her, and she just kept she just wasn't at that point that she was ready to do that. So she ended up in Guelph, homeless, living in laundry room, bathrooms, forests, wherever she could sleep that night. Boyfriend got arrested, he was in jail, she was stressed out. What does she do when she's stressed? Reverts to the drugs. Baby was born with drugs in his system, so apprehended at birth. And at that point, she decided that was enough. And it's not the way she wanted her life to be. And somebody said, you don't have to lose this child, call Michael House. So she did. And she got that baby back. She had gone from living in washrooms to a year later having her own 2-bedroom apartment right here downtown. Last year, 90% of the moms that came to us had child welfare involvement, social services, that sort of thing. When they came to us, at the time they left, 30% were no longer involved with social services.
To me, because it helps mothers in one of the hardest times of their lives learn not only to care for themselves, but how to take care of someone else.
That's what we're all about. A mom can care for her own child, or releasing for adoption, but we're the same thing. We want to make sure that the baby is healthy when the baby is released for adoption, right? So that's what we're about. We're about teaching that mom to be the parent she needs to be.
Michael House is important to me because it helps give mothers the real life skills that they'll need even after they leave the house to help them care for themselves and their babies.
I also have an education fund, which I think is over there somewhere. Higher education. So try and keep our moms in school while they're with us, but we also have an education fund to kind of help. There's a lot of bursaries and things out there, but we also try and help. We had a mom who went to school, but she couldn't afford the books. $300 worth of books was enough to make her not go to school. She had everything else set up, all the loans and bursaries, and she was just like, they're asking for $300. It's a game changer, I can't do it. So we developed this program and we lent it to her interest-free, and she can pay it back as she pays it back. Those are the kinds of things that we do. And this allows us to be able to do it a little bit longer. So this would be 8 2-bedroom apartments with an atrium. And an atrium so all the apartments will overlook the atrium. So it would be an area with chairs and plants and play equipment for the kids, and they can stay there up to 4 years. We're not people who have a lot of limits. It's a place that tends to be quite positive.